Good morning, Findlay Dreamers.
Good morning, Mrs. Adams.
And good morning, Findlay Scholars.
Good morning, Mr. Miller.
Good morning, Findlay family.
Good morning, Mr. Kirby and Parna, Esmeralda, and Oseen.
It's a chilly Arctic frozen day outside today, but it's warm inside our buildings. And the students in second grade were telling me about a special day tomorrow. The special day tomorrow is the beginning of the Lunar New Year. Some families celebrate the Lunar New Year and have special things to eat. They give money to each other. Red is an important color, but it's all about the phases of the moon, and first grade have studied how the moon looks different in the sky at different times of the month. So whether you celebrate with your family or not, it just feels like it's a special week here at Findlay. And Mr. Miller, Mr. Sun told me, maybe he told you too, that Juan in his room has changed his reading score 72 points. That is amazing. So every student at Findlay is focused and determined to improve in all of the things that they're learning here at school, but especially reading. When you read, you learn so much more about what's going on in the world, and you learn so much more about yourself and what you think. So I'm just really excited to see what people are reading today, Mr. Miller.
Yes, and talk about amazing. This really was a moment for me yesterday. And Miss Olivia too, where we're witnessing in front of our eyes. And we had to stop for a minute because it was so great. I went into Mrs. Capero's room to help somebody. She was already there helping others. And then I didn't really have a chair to sit on. So this kindergartner, Saul, pulled the chair over nearby him so I could sit there close in proximity. And we just touched our hearts and saying, wow, he truly cares. He really wants the best for everyone. So that was one of the highlights of my day yesterday. And then another highlight for me today is going to be all these positive office referrals. Talk about growth, especially in literacy too, and reading, and kindness, behavior, everything combined. Here we go. Eva, Mrs. McDermott's room. Cole, Mrs. Spreitzer's room. Pranish, and he's got it more than once. Mrs. Nelson's room. Shaylin, Mrs. Dowell's room. Zella and Brendan, Miss Stender's room. Brianna Tate, Mrs. Jinx's room. Darion, Mrs. Smith's room. And Sincere, Mrs. Fisher said he's really leading the way in her class. It's exciting.
It is exciting, and I every day we talk about, students making achievements, making gains, stretching their minds, engaging in their curiosities, helping each other out. They're real. I can tell you, and I know that there are other people on this staff who've worked in other schools. There is no other school on earth like Findlay Elementary School. And you know why that is? That's because of you and you and you and you and you. Every single one of you makes this the special place that it is. And I am grateful. So shout out to all of you. Speaking of shout outs, I wonder if any of our friends here have a shout out.
I have a shout out.
Shout out.
I have a shout out for Mr. Sun making math really fun. I have a shout out.
Shout out.
Shout out.
I have a shout out for Mr. Snum for making math easy. I have a shout out.
Shout out.
Out.
I have a shout out to Miss for all the teachers for helping kids, helping them
Learn. I'll see.
learn.
Great.
What a great place. It's always a great morning to celebrate and recognize those supports that we have here. And it's just great to be with you all because, you know, one thing we can count on is change. And someday we won't all be together like we are today at Findlay or online at home virtually, but we will always have Findlay in our hearts to help guide us through all of our futures and pathways. And someday you might find yourself at college. So what do you think? Are you folks ready for a college cheer? Okay, here we go. 1, 2, ready, go.
2, 4, 6, 8. When does 5th grade graduate? 20, 20, 20, 32. 2, 4, 6, 8. When does 4th grade graduate? 20, 20, 20, 33. 2, 4, 6, 8. When does 3rd grade graduate? 20, 20, 20, 34. 2, 4, 6, 8. When does 2nd grade graduate? 20, 20, 35. 4, 6, 8. When does 1st grade graduate? 20, 20, 20, 36. 2, 4, 6, 8. When does kindergarten graduate? 20, 20, 20, 37. Findlay Dreamers, dream big. Dream big. We believe. We believe. Whole heart. Be the change. Be the change. And his way.